everyone. I'm so excited to have you here, another episode of Right Off Track. We have another wonderful guest, and he's somebody who I saw doing really cool stuff on LinkedIn, and I wanted to learn from him, and he was so graciously open to share his experience. So really excited to have him here. He has experience in LinkedIn ghostwriting and mastered the art of attracting over 50 leads for 6 and even 7-figure business owners, which is amazing. And through his content strategies, he has helped his clients generate over 1.7 million in sales. Wow. And Julius believes that your LinkedIn profile is the key to unlocking unlimited opportunities, from lead and investment attractions to becoming a thought leader in your niche. And so if you're struggling to communicate your expertise and finding the way to reach the right people on LinkedIn, Julius is the person to guide you. And with his 5 years of experience in content creation, he has built a global client base, and I look forward to hearing about that. And his knowledge and skills can also help you elevate your personal brand on LinkedIn. So get ready to learn how you can leverage your LinkedIn to grow your personal business. And we're so excited to have you here. Julius, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for such introduction, Anya. I'm super happy to be here today and talk with you about different things about LinkedIn, maybe perspective, approach, life. So thank you so much.
Love it. And what I loved about your content is that it was very authentic. It was very non-BS. It was very specific on like how to get things done, right? Which is what I admire. But before we dive into all that, and I want to learn, I want to hear a little bit about your journey, for the last 5 years. Can you share more how you got here, where you are today, and like focusing on this work?
Yeah, of course, absolutely. That's a lot to tell you guys here. So to put it like everything into simple kind of perspective. So I came from a small city in Lithuania. Right now I'm living in the capital city, Vilnius. I've been in the content creation world for more than 5 years now. I began my journey from A to Z, from commercials to social media. Then for 2 years, I niched down into e-commerce industry. We're working in one quite big agency in the US with brands from all around the world. It was like kind of a job of my dreams, but it didn't feel right as I was losing a spark and I wasn't feeling fulfilled. This is the beginning, and this was kind of the process that I understood that I need to go through if I want to like feel 100% happy and to feel like this is the thing that I do that represents who am I and then the stuff that I do. And after quitting e-commerce and video things, I remained in the content creation world, just, from a different perspective, linked to personal branding, because I love content. I love, doing all of that part. But I found that LinkedIn kind of gives me this special sense of being my 100% through self, being heard and having everything, to help people to achieve the same happiness that I feel from LinkedIn. And in my kind of experience, my kind of vision that I see, LinkedIn is kind of the place that not only connects people and lets them build relationship, but also helps them to, attract positive outcome opportunities and let them grow and do what they want to do. So this is why I decided to end up here.
I love that. And I think for me, even there's a misconception. LinkedIn is just, if you're looking to get a job, you go to LinkedIn. And also I think there's this perception that it's just, for US based people, which I'm sure there's a lot of people, but what would you say to that people think like, oh, it's just for applying for jobs and it's probably just people in the US. Like, can you share some light on what your experience has been?
Yeah, of course. So this is probably one of the most frequent questions that you could get about LinkedIn. But LinkedIn as a platform, as a social media channel is changing by far. And if you take a look at the latest updates, at the latest trends that you can see on LinkedIn and on social media, like in general, you can understand that LinkedIn itself becomes more of a platform that is for the creators, but like from a bit more professional perspective. Once you like share success stories, like maybe being a bit more vulnerable and kind of connecting with professionals and potential customers of yours on a deeper level and building that relationship first. So then the sales process come next. And I feel that LinkedIn kind of helps people to connect on the same kind of wavelength in terms of the process that we are having today, that the social media, the digital kind of trends that are happening, and help people to uh, connect with the brands on a kind of more relatable type of base. So LinkedIn is not only for searching for jobs, but also like presenting yourself as a professional, as a specialist, as you are, and basically securing those future opportunities for what you do.
Love it. And you talked about losing your spark potentially, right? You were doing something that was kind of your dream job at the time. How did you find
Yeah.
the spark here? And then like, let's dive into like, what is like the new trends? Like, what are you excited about in your work right now?
Yeah, so that's a great question though, because that's probably was too hard to identify for myself first, because like having that spark, it's different like for what you are experiencing, for what I'm experiencing. So in this situation, for me, it's kind of seeing the excitement in the client's eyes, the client voice that I hear once they receive this success and receive this positive outcome from building their personal brand on LinkedIn kind of gives me this dynamic daily routine that every day is, well, I can say it's the same, but at the same time I also work with different people, different situations, different stories, different like types of markets even. So I really like that it's super diverse, it's super positive, it's super like supporting one another, and like the feeling and the experience that a person has from LinkedIn, and exchanging that for me, and telling me that I'm basically the main reason why they are experiencing this kind of positive outcome, is the best thing that I could experience in LinkedIn.
That's awesome. And again, I can attest to Julius, like he's somebody who doesn't know me. And I reached out and I was like, hey, I like your content. Let's do this. Right. And that's the power, right? Is that sometimes I feel like you may want to have this really cool network. And if you hear this is my little one, he's just excited to be part of this podcast. But you find that when you're passionate about something, you come to LinkedIn and you find other people who have the same ideas or kind of have the same passions, and they want to help you grow. Like, and that's what's been amazing from my experience. And so thank you for being a testament to that.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I feel that actually I want to share one thing with
Please
you.
do.
I'm actually remembered about the Monday. I had a full weekend off. I was with family nearby sea, having some off time, and I was finding a bit hard to getting back on track on Monday in the morning. So I opened LinkedIn. I opened my messages, I opened comment section, everything, and I began talking to people. And after 15, 20 minutes, I realized that I'm more energetic, I'm more on a positive note, and like ready to complete this to-do list of mine that I have for this day. So kind of people inspire me, like uh, people doing their stuff and living their lives, and just sharing their stories. It's exactly that drives me on this platform, and just this connectivity, and then the process is like amazing.
Yes, and so let's dive into like we want to hear about those market trends, right? Like obviously you're helping people do amazing stuff. So like, what do you see that you can share with us are some of the coolest trends like that people should be paying attention to right now, or what is your
Yeah,
strategy to get people ahead?
yeah, of course. I see that we're having another guest here, so
He
best
doesn't
wishes
talk a
to.
lot. He's a lot more of a listener, kind of. So don't pay attention to him.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So in terms of the strategies that I use at the moment, well, my main approach is focusing on data and following the fundamentals. That's it. Um, a lot of people are talking about the simple things, and many of those, they're not lying. It's just like the approach that you go with. So you need to get clear on three main things. So the burning problem you are solving, your ideal client, and how of a unique your story you have, and how much you can share of it. And all of that can be done through optimizing your profile, creating content, and engaging with people. So messaging is an essential part Two, as people usually think that everybody knows everything about their process, their service, and they just need to create a piece of content occasionally, and that's it. No, if you want a real change, you need to start talking to people, not at them, but to them. And it's the best way to accelerate your profile by actually building connections through different ways of profile building process. So I know, let's say, everything about what is my offer, what is like the unique selling proposition, what is the person that I'm targeting, and using all of that data, using all of that information on my leverage to talk to these people through my content, through the comment section, through messages, and kind of, putting them through this specific kind of journey so they will end up working with me. Because in the end of the day, your profile is the bridge between your like ICP, buyer persona, in pain, frustration, like right now today, and you kind of showing them how you can help them, like how you can drive results to them, and showing that you are the solution, that bridge to bring them into the desired situation on their journey. So that's basically the engine of everything.
And can I dork out? Like, I'm a data person, if you can tell, very dorky. What kind of, when I hear data, it excites me, but it also makes me nervous because there's so much data out there, and it just feels like there's more and more out there. So what is the data that you do focus on? And like, are there specific places where you look for data? Because sometimes it seems like it's so overwhelming to say, like, just focus on the data.
Yeah, good question. So, in order to make the most out of it, like you mentioned, we have a lot of data to work with, and the best data is basically the previous results that we had. Let's say if we don't have anything, so what we can do is research the market, like what other folks are doing, and what's making them to be actually successful, and the things that like clarify data. So actually the demographics, assets that you could, kind of build up a potential prospect of yours, hyper-focused aspects like the company that you are looking for to work with, maybe yearly income, monthly income, core beliefs, like actually understanding the behavior of that person, like what is the podcast, the book that they usually read or take a look at. So those are the things that kind of feel strange to know it in the first place, but once you like begin to put everything into action, you understand that the references you use, the examples, the arguments, the theories that you come up with are basically the exact stuff that they consume on a daily basis. So they relate with what you do on a deeper level, and in that case you can become not only relevant but actually more trustful, more credible, more like of a person that they should be looking for to make an action in the future.
Super helpful. And is there kind of a certain process that you find you go through with your clients, like as they work with you, or is there a certain kind of client that should be like, okay, this is my ideal client. Like, who should be reaching out to you for help? I know all of us could be better on content and our profile for our LinkedIn, but who should be reaching out to you right now?
Yeah. So the current situation that I am right now is basically I have a lot of people reaching out to me on a daily basis, but like I'm not trying to look like a really proud person at all, but it's just like the thing that is happening right now. So how I qualify what is the person that I could potentially work with. So these are people who are, well, 6 or 7 figure business owners. They have an established offer, they have social proof, they are from the industries that we have an experience driving good results in. So 90% of the offers that and the people that are approaching me, I reject just by simply, I want to be like completely transparent and honest with them. Is that just that, okay, I understand what is the situation that they're having, and let's say if it's kind of the market and the offer that I feel that, okay, you have to do this and that, but I feel that you don't match our criteria. So just for the sake of you thriving in what you do, I would like to suggest you this and that, and you just like don't simply lose money. So you want to work with those who are actually, could potentially see like progress in what they do, and we could actually, deliver 100% results in what they do as well. So to put it like to simplify the actual working process. So um, well, the most frequent service is ghostwriting and consulting. My initial goal at the beginning was not to randomly follow what is in the industry, but to find out the way that fits my business model and delivers the best possible results for the clients. So just focus on the stuff that I can do, not like I want to. So it took time to define the offer, and I'm working on it on a daily basis, always to keep improving on it. But to make it simple, it sounds something like this. We have a LinkedIn growth system, and let's say you are a 6 or 7 figure business owner that is looking for ways to grow his profile, so we can help that person in 2 different ways. So it's either done for you or done with you. So the main difference between these offers is that one is left fully to execute on you with me one-on-one, helping on actually following this process, while the other one is when we take care of all of the essentials for you, plus giving personalized steps to follow on a daily basis. So
That sounds wonderful.
yeah.
That sounds
That's the
wonderful.
process.
So question, I know that you talked about like you're focusing on your clientele, and I love that because it's authentic, right? You're not trying to align for because you can't, right? You're one person, and I'm sure like you can scale as much as you want, but you can only provide quality service on the people that align kind of with your expertise area, which is amazing. Do you have any advice for people like working up there? Like, yes, I will be that 6, 7 figure person, but any tips for them as they're building along the way? Like this guy, he's getting ready.
Could you repeat the last part of your question?
Yeah. Do you have any tips for people who are like, hey, I want to learn from you. I'm not there at that 6, 7 figure level yet, but
Yeah.
are there tips that you share that are helpful? Or maybe even you learn from people who got to there that you can say, like, hey, this is what helped, what I see my clients typically do.
Yeah, of course. So I have this option for having a one-time consultation. So I have these consultations occasionally, a couple of times per week, with those who are not there but just want to still have my help with what they do. At the same time, I also give all the learnings, everything insights through my content as well. I sometimes do a giveaways, kind of the process, the templates, the stuff that we use that drove us results, so the people can use that themselves. Also, if it's a person that reaching out to me and asking for a small tip, a small kind of action, so I just simply do that. I'm a giving person. I want to be kind. I want to be helpful, and that's not a problem at all. But it's, let's say, if it's a person that are asking me, okay, so how I should build my whole kind of strategy. So, in all due to respect, I cannot give you all that. It's super hard for me to just answer this question without knowing nothing about you. So if you want to actually get this type of help, so book a call with me and I'll do my best to help you. So this is the approach.
I love it. Again, very genuine. Again, use Julius as a resource. He has so much great content, right? And we'll talk about where to find you here shortly so people can find you on all the right places, connect with you, and just learn and book those calls. But if you don't mind, we're going to go back a little bit. And again, you've been on this journey, right? And I'm curious, like, how have you grown? Like, I'm sure, like, there's a lot, but I'd love to hear your own reflection. How have you grown as you've ventured onto this entrepreneurial space? Like, what have been maybe your big learnings?
Yeah. The biggest one, well, too many good learnings. As I was working these past 7 6 months, like a robot probably. That's why I'll be taking a trip next month. Well, I'll still be working, but just like not from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Yeah.
So actually, the reason behind every success is the work that you put into it. The other lesson is, if you don't quit, you will never lose. Like, it's impossible to do that. And no matter how much time it takes to you, if you just don't stop trying to find ways how to do it in the best way possible, so you'll eventually get there. So there are just a couple of the most essential learnings that I've learned. Also, the offer part. If your offer is weak, So you can post the best content in the human history, but if your offer is weak, then you won't go anywhere. If your offer is strong, you could just post a couple of times per week, send a couple of messages, drop a couple of comments, and be making 5-figure months, 6-figure months, just because that the offer that you are having is too good to say no. So 3 things: offer, working hard, and the third one. What was the third one? I cannot remember. Well,
figure it out.
Yeah, so basically that's the main part, but a lot of great learnings come through.
I think I just saw you posted like the other day that you ran a marathon, right? And that you were mentioning that's like the lesson of like not quitting. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Marathon's such an undertaking, but like so true, right? Like people have this misconception, like I'm going to fail, I'm going to start something. So what? Like you learn from it, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think that the main reason of people being successful is the thing how much of you want to have it. If you really want to have, let's say, I don't know, a profile that generates inbound leads, and you're just giving up after a couple of months, just only trying, then I'm thinking and quite sure that you didn't want that much to have it, and you wasn't like prepared to actually put it into practice, or maybe you wanted to invest into it and to get external help from somebody. So it comes down to everywhere. Yeah.
And you mentioned, that you've been working really hard. So obviously you wanted. Can you touch or share like what is your why? Like what's keeping that fire, like working so hard and driving you?
Yeah, so like I mentioned, the feeling that I can get from a person that they are winning on LinkedIn just because of me, is the thing that won't ever be replaced. Because let's say if I gave you a tip or a strategy for you to use in terms of to get a specific return from your LinkedIn, and you just come back at me after a week or two and say, hey, Julius, I did this, your suggestion, and I, ended up having X result. So this is kind of a thing that drives me not like crazy, but sometimes, yeah, probably crazy, and making me to not only continue on what I'm doing, but actually to improve on a daily basis. Because I purely believe that this is the thing that I want to be doing, and actually helping people in this type of way. So that's probably the spark, the fire that we were talking about.
It's evident. It's evident. I love that. And I want to be respectful of our time because we're running really close. So thank you. Are there any last minute things you want to share with our audience about your journey? Any tips, anything I forgot to mention that you want to cover before we move to the last part?
I think I don't want to say anything about myself, because I'm always want to be a giver, and want to be a person that focuses on the others instead of making about me. So I feel that the only thing that I want to say, that no matter how much of the others will say that LinkedIn is not the place for you, or maybe the LinkedIn is a stupid idea, don't believe them. A lot of too many stories, and too many people are telling that they were in the same position and ended up having the most out of the LinkedIn. So your time will come eventually. Just please don't stop trying, and don't stop doing it. If you need any help, I don't know, drop me a message. Or if you feel that I'm not the person that you would like to contact, go with another personal branding strategist and a person. There are a lot of wonderful specialists that could help you. So in that case, you will eventually end up winning. So that would be my main message.
I love it. And where can people find you? Obviously, I'm sure people will listen to I want to work with Julius. Where do people find you? How do they connect with you?
Drop me a DM on LinkedIn. Simple as that.
Okay. We'll have all your information on the description. So you find Julius, you reach out to him in a respectful way, not giving you a full strategy from the one message, but you figure out the details. Okay. So last thing, we do 3 rapid fire questions to wrap things up. Are you ready? Just first thing that comes to mind. Cool.
Of course.
Okay. What motivates me the most is?
People.
Success to me is?
Helping people to achieve better life.
Love it. And last one, Going off track is. Wait, repeat that one moment. He's excited about this. Okay. Going off track is.
Maybe doing the stuff you're not feeling 100% comfortable about.
I love it. Okay. This is Julius. Thank you so much for your time. This was so fun for me. Again, like you're just very authentic, and I know that you bring a lot of value to people, and it's clear that you really care. And I love seeing somebody's passion go from a stage of passion to like really having impact, and you just growing that. So thank you so much. We really appreciate your time today.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It was really a fun conversation to have likewise with you. So
My
appreciate
pleasure.
it.
My pleasure. Okay. Till next time, everyone. Thank you for your time today.